Hey guys, this is Matt. This is Mental Model Monday number 11. Today I'm going to go over a skill that I've come to believe is a fundamental skill for any sort of interchange work, any sort of inner introspection, any sort of working on yourself. And it's very rarely identified as such. And so the people who don't have it try all these different techniques, whether it be core transformation or internal double crux or the work or the wholeness process. And because they don't have this relaxed mental inquiry skill, it just doesn't work for them. And they think it's all bullshit. But really, this skill is never taught as an explicit skill, and it's a prerequisite for all of those. And so the skill is relaxed mental inquiry. And it can be thought of as directing questions to your system 2 with your system 1, and then understanding them in the way that directing questions to your system 1 with your system 2, and then understanding them in a way that makes sense to that system 2. So a lot of times what people happen when they try these techniques like the work, which is sort of a process for changing fundamental core beliefs about yourself, is that they ask the questions logically, and then they answer the questions with that same logic, and they say, yeah, that makes sense. They believe it, but they don't believe it. They don't feel that the belief is true because they're talking to the wrong part of themselves. And learning to talk to the right part of yourself, I think, is sort of a key to really creating congruence between your system 1 and your system 2. And perceptual control theory says that this is actually the whole purpose, the whole reason that system 2 actually evolved. It was to be able to take the logic and then rearrange all your inner shit, your understandings, and your system 1 understandings of things to work with the logic, so that all this, the sort of random process of operant and operant conditioning and other types of conditioning could actually be reworked with the logic that you had. So I'm going to try and teach what this is, and I don't know if this is going to hit for people, but I'm going to try and do the best to make the distinction. So first of all, how do you know whether you're doing this relaxed mental inquiry or you're doing just logicking to yourself? So 2 red flags are, 1, if the answer comes too quickly, you're probably logicking to yourself. It takes a little bit of time to become aware of the answers that are going to pop up. And so if the answer is just right there, you're probably doing some logical cached answer, or you're just thinking of the first logical thing that makes sense, versus really going in and figuring out what your intuition and your subconscious and your system 1 believes. Also, if the answer just makes logical sense immediately, like it's just like, oh yeah, that's the obvious answer, you're probably not right. You're probably going to be a little bit surprised at the answer you get back. It will make logical sense in retrospect, but if it's just like, oh yeah, that's super obvious, it's probably not the right answer. There should be a little bit of an aha moment when you're doing this. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a reason to do it in the first place. So let me try and I'm going to try and create the distinction between querying the system 1 and querying the system 2. The system 2 querying itself, and I'm going to use something called the NLP parts model. And this distinction comes from the wholeness process, which I highly recommend. So what I want you to do is take some procrastination feeling, some emotional reaction that you have to other people or to situations that there's some part of you that's not okay with it. You're like, yeah, that's not how I want to be or what I want to do in that situation. And become aware of the felt sense, the feeling in your body that happens in that situation. Put yourself in that situation, evoke that felt sense, and then become aware of the sensations in that place. So I'm thinking right now of a situation where I just feel powerless, and there's this in my lower back, there's this tightness. It's like sort of scrunching together. But also, like, it's like there's an opening where there shouldn't be. It's like this open, scrunching feeling in my back. And it's about this big. So that's my felt sense there. That is that thing. Now, if I say the sentence, I am aware of this scrunching, open feeling in my back that's about this big. Where is the I located that is aware of that? For me, it's right here. It's in my forehead. And it's sort of loose and nebulous. And it's like a cloud type soft thing. It's about this big. So now I've made a distinction between the subject, the thing that is, sorry, the object, the object, the thing that is being observed, and the subject, the thing that is observing, the I right here. And then there's the awareness itself. And so when I think about awareness, I think of the things that I'm aware of right now. I'm aware of the chair under my body. I'm aware of the ground on my feet. I'm aware that there's space behind me and that there's silence there. And I'm aware that there could be sound there. So I'm aware of the space behind me, even though my attention isn't there because there's nothing to get my attention. So now there's the distinction between the subject, the I up here that's sort of nebulous and a little cloud-like. There's the object, which is this feeling in my back, and then there's the state of being, the awareness. And so what I think relaxed mental inquiry is turning the awareness on the object, asking the question, then turning the awareness on the object, and being aware of what answer comes up. And when people screw it up, what they're doing is they're taking the subject, the I. They are asking the question to the I, and then they are answering with the I as well. So be aware of where is that answer coming from. Is it coming from the I that is aware of the thing, or is it coming from the thing itself through the awareness? And so I am answering my question, or I am aware of the answer coming from the thing that I'm focusing on. And I think giving physical, where's the I, where's the thing, what does the awareness feel like, and separating those three things and understanding, oh, this is what the I feels like, this is what the awareness feels like, this is what the subject feels like, can really help you make that distinction. So I would play around with that. I don't know if that's going to hit for anybody. It might be that being able to even find the I, you need the relaxed mental inquiry for. I'm not sure. But I do think that this at least gives a little more grounding to what it feels like to do relaxed mental inquiry versus just logicking to yourself. So play around with that. Let me know how that works. Talk to y'all soon.